When we think of veterans, many Americans picture heroes, bravely returning from distant battlefields, having served their country with honor and distinction. But the reality is that for thousands of individuals, their military service ends before it truly begins, often unexpectedly and prematurely. Each year, a steady stream of dedicated service members are medically discharged from the armed forces. This often happens even before deployment, their bags packed, ready to serve, but unable to fulfill their duty. It cuts short their dreams of a military career, the aspirations they held so dear, and it leaves them facing an uncertain future, grappling with what comes next after their plans have been derailed. These are not individuals seeking an easy way out of their commitment, they are true patriots whose bodies, unfortunately, not their unwavering dedication, failed to meet the rigorous physical and medical standards demanded by the military. Unexpected injuries and sudden illnesses can strike at any time, whether it's during the demanding days of basic training or the more specialized exercises of advanced training. Ultimately, these unforeseen circumstances end promising careers before they even have a chance to truly start. The transition back to civilian life is often abrupt, jarring, and incredibly challenging, leaving these individuals with limited benefits and inadequate support to navigate their new reality. Many are abruptly thrust into the daunting task of navigating a confusing bureaucracy filled with red tape and complex procedures. This is far removed from the clear structure, defined roles, and established protocols of military life they once knew. Their initial commitment to serve was unwavering and absolute, but their dedicated service was ultimately curtailed by circumstances entirely beyond their control. The often harsh reality of medical discharge remains a largely hidden chapter in the broader, more celebrated story of military service. These dedicated individuals must now find their way forward in a world that too often overlooks their unique sacrifice and the service they were willing to give. The military's decision to medically discharge a service member is, in most cases, final and irreversible. But the personal journey for these newly minted veterans is, in many ways, just beginning. They face a daunting maze of paperwork, often unclear and uncertain benefits, and a significant lack of clear guidance on how to navigate the system. The crucial support systems they desperately need are often incredibly hard to access, or in some unfortunate cases, simply unavailable altogether. For many of these veterans, this marks the start of a particularly difficult new chapter in their lives. One that demands incredible resilience, unwavering determination, and a persistent sense of hope for the future. Their unique and important stories deserve to be heard and acknowledged. The challenges they face are undeniably real, and their willingness to serve matter deeply. The journey after medical discharge is rarely easy or straightforward. It's often fraught with obstacles, but it is a crucial story, an important narrative that must be told and understood. This is the often untold reality of medical discharges within the ranks of our armed forces, a reality that deserves our attention and our support. A medical discharge is more than the loss of a job. It's a life-altering event that can have profound and lasting consequences. It's a disruption of dreams, a forced change of course, and a severing of ties that were once considered unbreakable. It's the loss of identity, a stripping away of the uniform and the role that defined them. Purpose, the mission that drove them, the sense of contributing to something larger than themselves. And community, the bonds forged in shared hardship and unwavering loyalty. Service members define themselves by their role and their unit, finding camaraderie and a sense of belonging within the structured environment of military life. When that's taken away, often unexpectedly, the sense of loss is profound, leaving a void that can be difficult to fill. Many feel they never had the chance to prove themselves, to fully realize their potential within the military, leaving them with a lingering sense of unfinished business, a feeling that they were cut short before they could truly contribute. The transition to civilian life is especially tough for those discharged early, who may not have had the time to fully prepare for this transition, who often lack the support networks of longer-serving veterans, making it harder to navigate the challenges of reintegration. Isolation and detachment are common, as they struggle to find their place in a world that feels foreign and unfamiliar, as their peers continue serving or share experiences they missed, creating a sense of being left behind. Recognition is rare, and their contributions are often overlooked. Society and even veteran communities often focus on combat veterans, inadvertently marginalizing those who served in other capacities. Leaving these individuals feeling invisible, their service unacknowledged, and their sacrifices unappreciated. Their sacrifice, injury or illness in service, even on home soil, is no less valid or deserving of recognition, is real and significant, and should not be diminished simply because their service was cut short. The emotional burden can last for years, impacting their mental health and overall well-being, fueled by a sense of being forgotten, their service fading into the background. Their service, however brief, mattered, and it shaped who they are today. They deserve acknowledgement for their commitment and willingness to serve, support and respect to help them heal and transition into civilian life with dignity. The human cost of early discharge is deep and lasting, and we must address it with compassion and understanding. We must not overlook their stories, but rather listen to them, learn from them, and honor their service. Medically discharged veterans, after dedicating themselves to service, often face steep and unexpected barriers when transitioning to civilian employment. The path to finding meaningful work can be fraught with challenges. Many are relatively young, having entered service early, and therefore possess little civilian work experience, and their highly specialized military skills don't always translate easily or directly to the demands of the civilian job market. Employer bias is a real and unfortunate obstacle. Some employers see a medical discharge unfairly as a red flag, unfairly questioning their reliability and commitment in the workplace, despite their proven dedication to duty. The stigma of being perceived as damaged goods unfairly overshadows their inherent discipline, strength, and remarkable resilience. Accurately translating complex military experience into easily understandable civilian terms is a significant challenge, and many veterans simply aren't adequately prepared for it. Limited financial benefits and resources can make the already difficult job search even harder, sometimes forcing them to accept any available job regardless of its suitability, just to make ends meet and get by. This creates a disheartening cycle of underemployment and persistent financial insecurity, which ultimately represents a systemic failure on our part. The military's substantial investment in their specialized training is effectively lost, and their immense potential to contribute to the civilian workforce goes tragically untapped. These veterans urgently need better and more comprehensive support to effectively bridge the often vast gap to fulfilling and sustainable civilian careers. Their skills and dedication are undeniably valuable, but the system must actively help them unlock new opportunities and demonstrate their worth to potential employers. The barriers they face are undeniably real, but they are certainly not insurmountable with the proper assistance. With the right kind of support system in place, they can successfully transition and thrive beyond the uniform, contributing their talents and experience to our communities. The military's strict physical standards often mean discharge for those with injuries or illnesses, regardless of their skills. Yet many could serve effectively in roles that don't require peak physical fitness: cyber, intelligence, logistics, and more. Civilian workplaces routinely provide reasonable accommodations. The military should too. Discharging trained talent due to inflexibility wastes resources and expertise. Other nations retain skilled personnel through adaptive policies. Why not us? A more flexible system would value people for their abilities, not just their physical condition. This shift would boost morale and encourage early reporting of medical issues. The military must evolve to retain talent and honor its investment in its people. Reasonable accommodations are not just fair, they're smart. Recruiting and training a service member is expensive, tens or even hundreds of thousands of dollars per person. Early medical discharges waste this investment, forcing the military to start over with new recruits. The loss of trained personnel also reduces operational efficiency and can delay missions. Indirect costs, like increased reliance on public assistance, add to the burden. Retaining service members through reassignment or accommodation is often more cost-effective. It preserves skills, reduces turnover, and honors the investment already made. Fiscal responsibility and moral duty align, keep trained people serving where they can. It's common sense, and the right thing to do. Amid these challenges, the #ReasonableRanks campaign is giving a voice to medically discharged service members. This grassroots movement pushes for policy change, sharing personal stories and demanding fair treatment. Its mission: ensure all injured or ill service members are treated with dignity, respect, and robust support. #ReasonableRanks brings together veterans, legal experts, healthcare professionals, and policymakers to craft real solutions. The campaign isn't just about highlighting problems, it's about driving reform. Growing public awareness is fueling momentum, with lawmakers and media taking notice. The campaign's advocacy is creating pressure for real change. The voices of these service members are finally being heard. #ReasonableRanks is building a path toward a more just and supportive system. Their fight is reshaping the future for all who serve. #ReasonableRanks demands meaningful career reassignment options for those unable to perform their original military jobs due to service-connected conditions. The focus retain talent by matching skills to suitable roles, not just discharging at the first sign of limitation. The campaign also calls for full benefits, healthcare, fair compensation, and education for all medically discharged, regardless of deployment or disability rating. Recognition matters. These veterans deserve to be honored for their service, however brief. Systemic reforms are needed: streamlined discharge processes, improved transition programs, and clear appeals pathways. Accountability at all levels is essential to prevent future injustices. The campaign's vision is a military that values every member's contribution. Their demands are practical, just, and long overdue. It's time to fix a broken system. Every service member's sacrifice must be honored. Our nation's duty to service members begins at enlistment, not deployment. Injuries in training or illness in service deserve the same support as combat wounds. Failing to provide comprehensive care betrays our values and weakens military readiness. A force known for caring for its people is stronger, more attractive to recruits, and better at retaining talent. The costs of the current system, lost talent, wasted investment, increased social spending, are high. Investing in better care and retention is both moral and cost-effective. Real change requires action from Congress, the executive branch, and continued public advocacy. This issue won't fix itself. It demands leadership and commitment. Our leaders must step up and deliver on the promises made to those who serve. The time for change is now. Service begins at enlistment, and so does the risk. Many are injured or fall ill before ever deploying, but their sacrifice is no less real. Their struggles after discharge reveal systemic gaps in our support systems. Each story is a call to action, a reminder that our promises must be kept. Reform requires not just policy change, but a cultural shift in how we view and support all veterans. The military must adapt to retain talent, and society must broaden its definition of veteranhood. Honoring all who serve, regardless of deployment, strengthens our nation. Supporting injured troops is a matter of national honor, not politics. The #ReasonableRanks campaign offers a clear path forward. Now is the time for leaders to act and for institutions to change. Every service member deserves comprehensive care, respect, and opportunity. Our nation can and must do better. Let's make sure no one is left behind.